What's up, everybody? I'm your friendly neighborhood Sea of Tranquility guy, Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching. Got another episode of The Listening Room for you here today. Try to bring these as often as possible because new stuff's always coming in here. Always like to tell you guys what I'm listening to in my spare time, whatever little spare time that is. So let's get started. You know, the theme of the last couple of weeks seems to be around here, around Grant's Rock Warehouse, around Brendan Snyder's channel, around Now Spinning Magazine with Phil Aston, around everywhere. We're talking about rock candy, right? Rock candy reissues. Yeah, a lot of us have the rock candy bug, and I kind of got it bad these days, right? So I got some new rock candy things in. Some reissues of things that I've already had, like older CD issues of, but I love them so much I wanted to get the rock candy versions of these because the remasters to me always sound really good and the packaging is amazing and all that kind of stuff. And maybe some of the old CD issues that I have, the versions that I have, just don't sound that great and don't have any packaging noteworthy at all to speak of, right? So let's dig into some of the recent ones that I've gotten. I think the last Listening Room one I did, I think I did one all on rock candy stuff, so you'll have some of that here today as well. But I'm not going to repeat the stuff that I did last time. So we've got some Frank Marino, Mahogany Rush, right? This is just Frank Marino Juggernaut. This is I believe this was my first introduction to Frank Marino because Strange Dreams, they played a lot on the radio, and I hadn't really heard him before then, and that kind of prompted me to kind of go back into the catalog. But this is a really, really good album, and great packaging on these. Just so you know what you get with these rock candy reissues, right? You get these nice long essays about the album, about the artist, including like all sorts of photographs and things like that. Frank playing a Strat, you don't see that too often, right? Look at that, jam-packed with killer photos, right? And it sounds really good. No bonus tracks on this one, sadly, but some really good stuff on there. We've got the great What's Next album. Look at that. Such a killer shot of Frank. So good. I mean, that's one of the things about, I'm a big Frank Marino fan, so like they have some amazing, amazing photographs in these booklets. That is just, very cool. There's the band. Look at that. That's a newspaper article, right? Very cool stuff. Great album. I mean, to me, these are some of the great Frank Marino albums. I love the fourth album. I generally kind of go to that. Here's The Power of Rock and Roll. Probably Frank's hardest rocking album, I guess. I guess that's up for debate, but well, maybe next to the live album, right? Which is coming up in a second. Now that people are watching, like, oh, so that's what those rock candy booklets look like that everybody's always spooging over. Yeah, that is true. Good reading, good photographs. Here's the live album. Another cool shot of Frank. Yeah, this, I love this live album. I was just cranking this the other night. And the remaster is really, really good. And this does have a couple bonus tracks. So this has, in addition to the full live album, you also get alternate versions of I'm a King Bee and Johnny Be Good, which were both recorded at California Jam. Right, so even though there are tracks that you have on the regular album, it's different performances, and they are different, which is kind of cool. So I also picked up the two Y&T reissues, remasters that they did of the first two albums. So here's Yesterday and Today, along with Struck Down. All right, so just to give you a little glimpse of what's inside under the hood, so to speak. Yeah. Dave Meniketti playing a Cherry Sunburst Les Paul. It's the way it ought to be, folks. That's very cool. And of course, yeah, he's got a flying V on the cover. Go figure. I don't think after like a certain time, I don't think I ever saw Dave Meniketti with anything but a Les Paul. There's the second album, Struck Down. And let's take a look at the booklet of this. And these sound great. I have like old CD versions of these two albums that don't sound all that great, so it's great to have like nice, sparkling remasters of these two albums, which I think are very underrated. I really like them a lot. They're a little bit different. This is more kind of like 70s hard rock, bluesy hard rock for Y&T, but still really good, kind of their humble beginnings. Sound a little bit more like Montrose there. And then I got Rescue You by Joel and Turner. And let's take a look here. So this is his first solo album. Look at Joe with all that hair, huh? Ain't sporting the hair no more. It's going for the clean-shaven look now these days. And who plays on here? God, I can't even read this. Can't even read it. It's funny, they've got the names on there, but they're in this really dark red, and it's like it's impossible to even see who the hell it is that's on this album. No, whatever. I'll figure it out. Or maybe you guys know. Maybe you can put it down in the comments below. But as far as reading it directly from here, impossible. Oh, wait, maybe it says on the back. Okay, here we go. Chuck Berge on drums. Al Greenwood on keyboards from Foreigner. Chuck Berge from Rainbow. And Bobby Massano on guitars from Stars. Wow, okay, that's a pretty damn good lineup, right? Pretty damn good. All right, what else we got going on here? I picked this up because we did an episode on the prog seat recently where we talked about some of the artists and bands that we like that don't fall into the prog spectrum. And Ken talked quite a bit about Joe Jackson. So I decided to check out this Steppin' Out, the very best of Joe Jackson, the 2 CD set. It's got like all of his singles, which I forgot like how many hit singles this guy had, how many great radio songs. I decided, and I like most of them, so I decided to pick this up. It's pretty cheap. Of course, you've probably seen my review for the Doobie Brothers' Walk This Road, as well as the Styx album, Circling From Above. I've been listening to both of these quite a bit. Like them a lot. Let's see what else. Got some kind of jazz-related stuff here. So hopefully you caught Scott Berry and myself doing the Thelonious Monk Talking Jazz episode recently. So I went out and got a few other things based on some of his recommendations and things that I've always wanted but just haven't got. So I picked up Thelonious Monk Quartet with John Coltrane at Carnegie Hall. Absolutely killer. Everything Scott said about it is correct. This is must-have stuff right there. Ken also talked about Gil Evans recently in the Prog Seat show, so I picked up the one he recommended, Live at the Public Theater in New York, 1980, Volume 2. So this has got people like John Clark is on here, Billy Cobham's on here, Tim Landers is on here, Pete Levin, Masabumi Kikuchi. I mean, all sorts of people. Big band, Gil Evans, jazz stuff, really good. I picked up the remastered Columbia reissue of Thelonious Monk's Solo Monk. Great solo piano. I was playing this over the weekend. My mother was like, I really like this. Who is that? I'm like, it's Thelonious Monk, Mom. She's like, don't know who Thelonious Monk is, but I like this. I picked up Brilliant Corners. Excellent album. And I got the Complete Albums Collection, 1957 to 1961. So all of these albums on a bunch of CDs. What do we got? 5 CDs on here. I already had the Thelonious with John Coltrane, and I already had this one right here, but I figured this was really cheap, and to get all these other 5 albums, right, or actually more than that, all these, so I had 2 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so there's 9 in total, so I figure I'll donate those other 2, and now I got all of these on one collection, which is really cool. I'm not sure I showed this in a previous episode, but we've got Music Inc., Charles Tolliver, Stanley Cowell, Cecil McBee, and Jimmy Hops, Live at Slugs, Volume 1 and 2, killer. We reviewed here a Charles Tolliver release from an old vintage show a couple months ago, and it's terrific, and this is right along lines with that. Excellent live jazz from this historic venue called Slugs. And then probably the last one I got for today, because I haven't really gotten, well, maybe there's one more. Les McCann, really great kind of jazz rock album, Invitation to Openness. Killer. Absolutely killer. And all sorts of great players on here as well. Let me kind of read this off to you. Let's see, we got the list of players. Hopefully it's here. Of course not. Or maybe it is here. Yeah, okay, here we go. So we've got, and again, it's microscopic stuff. Les McCann on piano and keyboards. We got Yusuf Lateef on sax, oboe, flute. Dave Spinoza on guitars. We got Cornell Dupree on guitar. You've got Corky Hale on harp. Jody Christian, electric piano. Bill Salter on bass. And a bunch of other people. Bernard Purdy's on here. And Alphonse Rouzon. And yeah. A bunch of other people. But yeah, very, very cool jazz rock kind of fusion-y album. But wonderful stuff. Highly recommend. Les McCann. And last but not least, picked up another Wasp reissue. I got Hell Dorado. So now I have a whole bunch of these Mad Fish Wasp reissues, right? So I've got like a nice little collection of some Wasp stuff. I'm still missing a bunch because it's hard to believe how many albums they released, right? But yeah, so beefing up then. I did get some, I do have more. Hold on. I do have more. So this is for a future Ranking the Album show. That's why I wound up getting a lot of this stuff, because I know we have shows planned. So I went and got the Obsession catalog. Of course, this is a great metal band from back in the day, featuring, of course, Mike Viscera on vocals, who would go on to sing. Did he sing for Yngwie? He sang for Loudness, right? But he had this great band here. And so we picked up Methods of Madness. Someone driving by with martial law. Scarred for Life. Carnival of Lies. And Order of Chaos. So for those of you who like the kind of like the underground 80s and early 90s metal scene, stay tuned for an upcoming Ranking the Album show. They got a couple other Vicious Rumors. Celebration Decay and Concussion Protocol. So also got Sadistic Symphony as well. That's here too. Pull that one out, because do want to do a Vicious Rumors ranking at some point, but of course they've got a new album coming out like imminently, so we're kind of waiting on that. So yeah, we have Vicious Rumors and Virgin Steel that we're waiting on doing rankings for, but then they announced they have got actually no, not Virgin Steel, but Hellstar. Hellstar and Vicious Rumors, we were getting set to do a ranking, and then they announced new albums coming out, so we said, all right, put on the brakes. We'll hold off a little bit, because they're sizable catalogs, right? In the meantime, I can probably try and tackle Virgin Steel, which has like 1 million albums. So anyway, that's some of the stuff that I have been grooving on of late and listening to. So if you've checked out any of these, let us know what you think of them down in the comments below, and let us know stuff that you're listening to right about now. So hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll see you soon with more of them. I'm Pete Pardo. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options, all down there. Thanks, everybody. Greatly appreciated all your support, and we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. Stay tuned for the Monsters Den coming at you tonight. Till then, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.